struggle with this life. I was in darkness and at last showed me the light.
Kwanini Kesho. The Premier League is back.
Whoever told AJ Nikesho should apologize.
Look.
You did us bad.
That man took it personally. And it was personal.
Whoever told AJ Nikesho, man,
Kwani
ni leo.
It's today. And we talk about sports today. Because sadly, we won't be here for Friday football.
Yeah.
Saturday football, but we'll be back with Monday night.
Monday night football.
Okay? Monday night
Premier
sport.
League will have been back.
Monday night sport, Monday night football, the Premier League is back, and we are talking about racism in sport. Okay? Because there's black people we really have to touch on. But we want to start with the Premier League coming back. We tell you who's where.
Who's playing who?
Whose mother said what?
Yeah, because it's Thursday and Thursdays football Thursdays, soccer Thursdays.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you been to Dimori?
I've been out there, man. I've been out there.
Yeah?
Chasing the bag.
Chasing the bag. Yeah. Overworking. Okay? But anyway, who's playing on Friday? Let's start with that.
Yeah, I'm take you there right now. Game ya kwanza itakuwa on Saturday, not on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, our first game on Saturday, 16th September, will be Wolves versus Liverpool.
Oh man.
Yeah, today, in case you are wondering why we are talking about football in the first hour, it's because Thursdays, soccer Thursdays. Yeah?
This is pre-football weekend. And when we say football, we mean soccer to all our American listeners. Everybody that is from America on the chats, we are talking about soccer.
It's soccer Thursday. As we come to talk about racism in sports in the second hour of the show, and why black players are discriminated in almost each and every sport in the world.
Yeah.
You go from football to, which is the least popular sport?
Baseball. Baseball, man. Cricket. Okay. No. There's one. The curling. There's a sport called curling. Imagine. I didn't even know. Badminton. Or nowadays it's called badminton. Oh, wait. Pause.
Hey, curling is not badminton.
No. There is badminton. There's badminton. There's curling. But anyway, that's what she said.
So I think that the according to me, the least popular game would be decathlon. You know decathlon? The one that they swim, they run. I mean, what the fuck are you doing all that?
For what? Who hurt you?
Choose your struggle, man.
Who hurt you?
What are you?
Yeah?
A cyclist, a runner, or a swimmer?
You're trying to be everything, which is inappropriate.
Man.
But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Football Arena Show. On the Black on Fire Network, brought to you by the one and only Kamlish,
the young black king, Dimore.
And we are talking about the weekend football fixtures in the EPL.
Starting on Saturday from 2:30 p.m.
We have Wolves at home facing Liverpool.
That is in Molineux. Their stadium is called Molineux Stadium.
Molineux. Look, you have to be French about it.
Molineux Stadium.
Yeah.
Fuck the French.
It's the new mall.
Yeah, so what are your thoughts on the game?
Well, Liverpool actually, let's start with Liverpool. What do you think about their midfield? Because that has been their Achilles heel for a while now.
Their midfield is actually decent right now.
Decent.
Yeah, that's the reason they
rank their midfield among the top 6 in the Premier League. What number do they come in? The top 6. When I say the top 6,
I would give them number 4.
Number 4. So who's number 1?
The best midfield in the Premier League right now has got to be. I'm confused.
Okay. Why? What's the best midfield in the Premier League right now?
At number 3 is United's midfield.
Number 3?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it number 3.
You have them that high.
I'm gonna give it number 3 because.
Number 2?
Number 2, Arsenal because of depth.
And number 1?
I'm gonna give it Man City.
So who's number 5?
Liverpool.
So who's number 4?
Chelsea.
Really?
Chelsea have Enzo Fernandez.
Wait,
Man, that boy
wait.
is talent. That
Wait.
boy is class.
Wait.
And they have
You-
Caicedo, who I also consider decent.
You have Chelsea's midfield at number 3, number 4.
Number 4. Enzo
Okay.
Fernandez ranks with the best midfielders in the Premier League right now. I know
Okay.
you'll agree with me on that.
Comme ci,
boy-
comme ça.
He's-
I'm French like that.
That boy is talent.
Okay.
And then you have
Who's number 6? Which team
Mhm.
ranks 6 on
on my
the Morris
midfield tree.
midfield chart?
I'm confused now.
Newcastle,
Because all the other average.
Newcastle,
Newcastle really, I mean,
Brighton,
Bruno Guimaraes is good, but on his days,
Bruno.
Guimaraes.
They,
On
they-
his
they-
days.
they have Bruno, the Brazilian Bruno.
Mhm.
Let's put it like that. They have the Italian that they signed over the summer. What's his name?
Let me remember his name.
And then they have the other Brazilian that was supposed to be a striker. But came in and couldn't cut it in the Premier League as a striker and had to fall back into the midfield. But all I'm saying is, I feel like
Yeah,
Liverpool,
they have Tonali, Sandro.
Sandro,
Mm. a
Tonali,
very good midfielder.
very good. But we have
they
some
also have
people.
Almiron, who on his days
Almiron is not a midfielder; he's an attacker.
but he plays midfield.
No, but he is a right winger
Mhm.
by trade. You can try to convert these players, but they are what they are. Look, where is he most effective? Whenever he pulls off on the right wing.
Whenever he has a purple patch. Let's put
Of
it
course,
like that.
he sees, whenever he sees space, he must attack that space. And that's something I love about Almiron.
Almiron.
Miguel Almiron is an amazing player and should actually be at a bigger club. I'm not saying Newcastle is not a bigger club, because
It isn't.
historically, historically speaking, Newcastle is a big
Bigger
club.
Yeah.
Because they have Alan Shearer, the top scorer in the history of the Premier League.
But they haven't won a trophy in like 42 years.
But if let's talk about heritage for a minute, right? Who would you think is the bigger club, Man City or Newcastle?
Heritage.
Heritage,
Newcastle.
and that's what I mean. They
But
are
but right now, miles apart.
miles apart.
Miles apart. Right?
Okay,
I personally think Newcastle had a purple patch last season.
they were lucky.
They were lucky. Look at them this season. Have
Brighton did
have
them
they won
wrong.
a single game? Yeah, they won
course,
one game.
of
They won
course.
one. They
Yeah.
were beaten by 10-man Liverpool
Mm-hmm.
after leading 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
Goal scored by Nunes to make it worse.
Is the problem the manager or is the problem the team?
The problem was the purple patch they had. It gave them confidence, and I personally believe Newcastle had a purple patch.
Okay, so
They had a few decent games, and then the confidence rose. You know, even if you have to take
when
a
you're
player,
riding on a high.
who's your worst number 9 in the league?
Well, I'm gonna have to say Anthony Martial.
If Anthony Martial was to score for 3 games consecutively,
Okay.
then his confidence rises,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll probably hit 10. You know,
True.
even an average player, when the confidence is
Is
up,
high.
Look
If they're
at-
riding on a high, they'll perform
Right,
better.
yeah. So that's what happened to Newcastle. Won a few games, played well. They had a style of play.
Mhm.
Yeah, those guys used to play really
So
well.
you don't think Eddie Howe can replicate that again this season?
And you know one thing about Newcastle is their owners. They are very impatient. Very impatient.
The Arabians.
If he loses 3 more games, then he's gone. Man.
So who will replace him in Newcastle? Which free agent, when we talk about managers, will be equipped?
Lampard.
that's,
The super
biggest,
Frank Lampard.
that's the biggest joke I've heard.
Of course, he's among the few available ones, and
Mhm.
for some reasons, people think he's decent.
Antonio Conte is free.
Antonio Conte plays haram football.
He
doesn't
wins.
suit Newcastle.
He wins.
He wins haram way. You know, Antonio Conte is a manager who I love his style of play, the
Mhm.
haram football.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the ball attract pressure. We let you kick the ball. We attract pressure.
You're just saying he's our David Moyes that wins.
Yeah. So he just attract pressure, and then he has wingers who run.
Okay.
I don't think that's Newcastle's style of play.
So we have Zinedine Zidane
he can't
available.
Zinedine cannot come to the Premier League. I doubt that.
Why not? He
United went knocking, and the wife said she can't live in England.
She said she can't live in Manchester.
In Manchester.
Yes, not England. In
I
Manchester.
really doubt, because even if you look at the language barrier,
Okay, he can learn English, but is he willing to?
I don't see him coming back to coaching in England anytime soon.
Do you see him taking a leg
Newcastle
job?
might go for Mourinho, and he would come. Mourinho loves England,
You think
and he loves
Mourinho
developing teams.
would leave AS Roma?
Definitely. Did you see?
go.
Did you see his press conference after the loss, the final loss?
What did he say?
He was throwing jabs at the AS Roma hierarchy. I guess they didn't back him enough or something, so he doesn't look so much in Roma right
they
now.
sold Zaniolo.
I mean, so if even if Chelsea went knocking for Mourinho, he would be at Chelsea right now.
Okay.
If they did, and he loves Chelsea. Mourinho loves Chelsea for some
Weird
because
reason.
maybe because he won a lot there.
Mhm.
He did win a lot there.
Mhm.
So I think they might go for Mourinho, and he would come. I'm sure he will come if they go for him, Newcastle.
Mhm.
Because of course, every manager wants to be in the Premier League. It's the biggest league in the world,
Mhm.
and the money will be more, of course.
Mhm.
He's old, so he's looking for somewhere to retire, of course.
Mhm.
He might go for him.
Okay.
There's also Ralph Ragnick. Decent manager, came to United at
The
an
worst
not so
time.
good time, yeah.
No, but I feel like he's a better director of football, better director of sports.
Look at Austria.
All I'm saying is, there are certain clubs where you need big egos to manage big egos.
The best thing is with Newcastle, there is no superstar in Newcastle. Isak is probably the most.
Tonali is a superstar. That is a superstar right there.
Is he really? Does he have?
You-
Does he possess
wait,
that? I know.
Let me
My
ask you this.
question
I
is-
want you to answer the right question. So in your books, Sandro Tonali is not a superstar.
He is.
Okay.
Is his ego inflated as Pogba's was?
Hey, we are not on steroids, okay? So
He wasn't even on steroids. It was just testosterone, which is
whatever
has no
he took,
effect whatsoever on how you play
whatever he took, okay, he's banned.
for 3 years.
For
But
2
the
years.
lawyers are working on it, and
No.
we are gonna talk about that when we are gonna be talking about racism in sports.
Of course.
Because he's one of the players who racism has affected a lot, and
Really?
yeah,
Really? But anyway, let's get back on point.
we are gonna talk about that.
Wolves versus Liverpool. Who do you have winning that game?
That's an easy win for Liverpool.
You're sure?
Easy win.
Okay.
Because Wolves, that Portuguese team has not been performing
Okay.
as much as Liverpool
And
currently
they lost
are
a
on form.
They lost a midfielder to Man City.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
What's his name? Whatever.
Palhinha. No, Palhinha is in Fulham.
Who did they
Palhinha
lose?
actually
Palhinha
had a
was to go-
transfer
to go to Bayern
to
and
Bayern
then-
Munich, fail in the last dying minutes
But-
of the transfer window.
But he's gonna go in January.
Yeah?
He's gonna go in January because even Tuchel talked about it and said they were so close, and they are sure they love the way he reacted to it, and they're gonna take him back.
Okay.
Yeah. So Wolves are not on form right now.
Mhm.
Liverpool, crazy form.
So
Their midfield is actually good. I love that Szoboszlai guy. What's his name?
Szoboszlai.
Whatever.
yeah, lie.
That liar.
Soboslai.
He's a good player.
Yeah, because he's actually revitalized the Liverpool. And in my opinion,
so
I
he's good in
thought
the internationals.
it was
He's
amazing. He's an amazing player.
Yeah, he is.
I thought McAllister would be the player to be the cutting edge of the Liverpool midfield.
I've always ranked Caicedo over McAllister for weird reasons.
Of course, but he was supposed to be the new engine because what McAllister does is run, cover ground, and provide interesting, intricate passes. And he's also a very good, I'm not going to say defender, but an enforcer on the pitch. But I've not seen it at Liverpool, man. And then they signed the Japanese guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. But they
City bought Nunes from
Nunes, yeah.
Nunes.
Nunes destroyed Manchester United's midfield
On the first
on the opening day of the Premier League. He ran that midfield riot. But I feel like Manchester United have an ace up their shoulder. Kobe Mino.
he's back.
He
back.
is?
Yeah. So we will
Fit
see.
for the game?
No, not fit for the game.
Mhm.
Probably fit for the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Rabat fit for the game, but probably will be on the bench.
Okay.
But we're gonna talk about Manu when we get there.
Okay.
Yeah. So for that game, Liverpool also bought Endo. I don't know. I watched the
Endo.
games.
Even Klopp said Endo doesn't understand what we do.
But they have Gravenberch anyway.
But he's not ready. You see,
He's
Let me
he's
tell you-
been training
let me tell you this.
for the past 2 weeks.
Klopp is a laptop manager when it comes to fitness.
But I
He
can
will-
guarantee you Gravenberch will start on Saturday.
On Saturday.
Yeah, he will.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
he will.
okay. But
I mean,
so where does he start in that midfield?
Endo came and started on the same week. That is how starved Liverpool were.
Okay. Yeah, because their midfield was bare.
Mhm.
It was nothing. And he has this youngster in Liverpool. What is Bajetic
Mhm.
or something.
Yeah.
That boy is amazing. I don't understand why
It's called
Klopp does,
Stefan Bagetic.
yeah, I don't understand why Klopp does not have the faith in him that he should.
He's the manager, of course. He's developing him.
Is Jones
by step.
is Jones still in
Curtis
Liverpool?
Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Look.
But there were rumors of on him going. I don't know where, but I don't think he left. He's still in Liverpool.
Okay.
Liverpool has amazing young talents.
Okay.
Harvey Elliott, another amazing young talent.
How, I feel like Harvey Elliott is the most amazing player that will never fulfill his potential.
Why is that? He's given game time more
He
than
doesn't-
Pelistri is given at United.
He doesn't have the mental fortitude
Mhm.
to handle the top of the league.
He's only 20. We will see.
And you can see it. Like you can always see Janu's eyes when they pull up. You know, there's always this amazing player, but the mental fortitude to take this game by the scruff of the neck, they don't have it. Jadon Sancho is another example. Amazing potential, but
Lazy.
can he
He's lazy. He's just lazy.
be demanding of himself enough to be a superstar in the Premier League?
We're gonna talk about Sancho
But anyway,
when we are talking about racism, because of course there are people pulling the race card on Sancho.
Of
Liverpool
course.
also has another amazing talent, another midfielder. His name is James McConnell. I don't know if you've watched it.
I
He's
haven't.
19. He has been given. He has a few games,
How many?
like 2 if I'm not wrong.
It's okay.
So
It's okay. It's okay, young man. It's okay.
he's 19. He's only 19.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Try your best, young man.
Shout out to him.
I never like giving young players too much pressure. I don't want to go like he's going to be a superstar, he's going to be the best, he's going to be this and that. Because we've seen Caicedo at Chelsea. He's pure bullshit. Okay? Caicedo at Chelsea doesn't even understand what's happening on the pitch.
Let him say it.
And that's all I'm saying.
You know the style of play. If you are to look at the Zabi style of play
Mhm.
and Chelsea style of play, they are very different.
Mhm.
The Zabi plays entertaining football.
Football.
One of the best managers in the league. You have to give that.
In the world.
If you give the Zabi the budget that Pep gets, Ten Hag gets, he'll do wonders.
It's a different ball game. But the
The
thing is
Zabi
this.
has his keeper playing like a number 6.
But the question is this.
Mhm.
Is De Zerbi
Mhm.
the force behind it? Or is it the sporting director and the sporting department?
There's something about Brighton.
Because the recruitment of Brighton is exquisite.
That's what I'm saying. There's something about Brighton.
Is the
Potter was performing.
Recruitment.
They
They recruit
They are
the
scout.
right players for the projects.
They buy them for 2 million.
Sell them for 115.
You know, Chelsea were fooled by Potter. They saw Brighton play well and they thought Brighton was playing well because of Potter.
No.
So they took Potter. And then Potter came, he flopped at Chelsea and
But
Brighton continued performing. So
I don't think it's Potter's fault at Chelsea. I think Potter came into Chelsea at a certain time.
I also don't think it was Potter's merit that Brighton was performing. Brighton will perform.
I concur on that. But when we look at Potter, okay, he's actually got an idea of how to play football. But he came into such a disoriented environment.
With half the players wanting to leave.
And in transition. And he killed it. And the squad was 30 something. Was it almost 40 players?
And more brought in.
And he couldn't even fit the players inside the dressing room. Some had to dress outside. Some training was divided into two. How do you feel when you're in the second string of training? You've basically been told you're not good enough. And then he picks you over the weekend. What happens?
I wouldn't also blame Potter.
You get, but
you'd have put Potter in that Chelsea team, Pep on that Chelsea team, and
he'd have gotten them to Europa League at least.
Maybe.
Yeah, Pep is different.
Yeah, he would have picked his favorite 11. And
and literally drill Pepology into their brains. Like, we, as a Manchester fan, Manchester United fan, this is one of the hardest things I will ever say. Man, Guardiola is good.
His football IQ is just something.
It's amazing. It's
football.
different. Guardiola is doing something so different with modern football. It's never been seen before.
He invented inverted fullbacks.
You know.
He did that.
And
it was never heard of.
The way, and then when you hear about how he does his
He
training,
invented the false nine.
the zones and what and where to occupy when, like he drills. It's basically these players executing Pep's brain with their bodies.
Having a team play without a number 9 was unheard of. How? Who will score the goals?
But he did it at Barcelona at some point.
He invented that. Not at City, Barcelona.
But he's a special man. We have to
Shout out to him.
The way he did Cancelo, you know. But yeah, you have Liverpool winning over the weekend. What's the scoreline?
One thing about Wolves is they are a very defensive team. Very defensive. But the other bad thing about them is
they're very defensive.
When they leak, they leak.
Okay.
They were literally beaten 5 last season, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give it 3-1.
3-1.
3-1 to Liverpool.
Okay. What's the next game on Saturday?
What's your score as I check the next game?
My score is a draw at Molineux.
Alright.
I have Liverpool equalizing in the second half in the dying minutes.
So Wolves scoring first.
Yes.
That is possible, but Liverpool winning is also certain for this game, according to me. That
okay.
The next game will be on Saturday at 17:00 hours. It's at Craven Cottage. It will be Fulham facing Luton Town.
Of course, Fulham win that game.
I'm gonna give you the correct score for that game. 3-1.
Everything is 3-1.
Yeah. That game will end 3-1.
Who's winning?
Fulham, of course.
Okay.
Luton Town, they are still in dreamland.
They're still happy to be here.
Yeah, they haven't realized that they are in the Premier League right now. And they're gonna get beaten because Fulham is also a very attacking side. We have Pereira there, we have Willian. They're gonna destroy Luton. And Fulham is at home, and Fulham away is literally one of the hardest games for any team in the Premier League. Even for City, even for Arsenal, even for United. I remember our last game at Fulham away, Garnacho had to score
in the dying minutes.
Yeah.
The star boy.
So I'll give it to Fulham with no doubt in my heart.
Okay. So who?
3-1.
Tahith Chong plays for Luton Town, right?
Yeah, he's on loan there.
On, they
we
bought
sold
him.
yeah,
They
sold
bought him. Yeah.
Good team for him, average player for that's a good team.
Okay. So what
I didn't rank him at all.
at all? Okay. So what's the next game? I have Fulham winning 4-0.
4-0.
Yep.
Fulham keeping a clean sheet.
Of course.
Fulham will be missing Alexi Iwobi. He's injured.
Alexi Iwobi is at Fulham.
Yeah, he's.
Oh man, good looking.
They are also gonna be missing Sasa Lukic.
Okay.
He's their midfield.
Okay.
Luton Town, they don't have an injury.
They are ready.
They are ready
Fresh.
to be thrashed.
Waiting for the Premier League.
The next game is a team that has been playing entertaining football right now.
Brighton.
Tottenham. Tottenham have
They're calling it the age of Ange.
new manager Baum. we know you Tottenham. We know you.
They're saying James Maddison
Let's see who is
is
under
the new
mask.
Beckham.
Ah,
Mm.
Tottenham will win though, according to me.
Who Tottenham is playing who?
Sheffield United
Okay.
at home.
Okay.
And I'm giving Tottenham 3-0 with Son on the score sheet.
How many goals?
3-0.
So just for before we continue, just for kick's sake, to everybody that is playing fantasy Premier League, who would you put as captain this
Of
weekend?
course, Haaland.
Haaland?
He's always my captain and he always delivers.
Yeah.
6 goals already this season.
Crazy.
6 in 3 games.
That man is a machine.
So always risk on Haaland. Always. If not Haaland, then Salah. Salah delivers.
Vice captain?
I don't even.
You don't care about
I
the
don't
vice
care
captain.
about. He doesn't even get any extra point.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are gonna, after we finish this, we are gonna do we are gonna arrange our FPL teams. So
Okay.
Tottenham will be missing Christian Romero. He's
Okay.
injured.
Okay.
They're also gonna be missing Rodrigo Bentancur,
Mm-hmm.
one of their best players. He's a good midfield.
Benteke
Good
has been
midfield.
performing amazing.
Yeah, and they're also gonna be missing Giovanni Lo Celso.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sheffield is missing no one.
But you know, Sheffield has a habit of upsetting big teams, upsetting teams on their ascendancy.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be surprised if the game ends on a 2-2 draw.
I doubt that, considering how Tottenham have been playing. They now have us. You know, last season they were playing the haram ball,
True.
contest haram ball,
Yeah.
just relying on Son and
Hurricane.
Hurricane to do.
Mhm.
They were literally riding bicycles.
Mm-hmm.
So this season they're having a style of play.
Mhm.
If you look at them, they have a style of play,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to rely. They don't have a number 9 who's so reliable, because Richarlison is a good player, but I don't know why it has not worked
Mhm.
for him at Tottenham.
Mhm.
I don't know what to think. Why is it not working for him? Richarlison is a good number 9. Is it the system? Is it the
Richarlison came out and said that he's seeking mental help from a psychologist once he returns to England, because
Dele Alli situation?
he's been suffering from some mental issues off the pitch over the last few months that have been affecting him. And to all the people out there that might be going through mental health problems, seek help. And we support Richarlison in his endeavor to regain his mental health. Okay?
Some things are
Beyond
bigger than
football. Yeah. You get and as we continue, we want to give you breaking news. Jadon Sancho will remain on a personal training program away from the first team group, pending resolution of a squad discipline issue.
That's
He
fucked up.
has been
That's
axed by Ten Hag from the first team. Fabrizio Romano says Manchester United have released an official statement on Jadon Sancho's case. It reads this: Sancho will remain on a personal training program, as I'd said. Is currently not training with the squad after issues with the coaching staff in the last 10 days.
That's it. That's the end of Sancho in United for me. Sancho and the United Sancho story is officially over.
It's over.
Yeah, he will be looking for a transfer in January.
Okay. And as we continue, we want to we want to mourn the loss of a great Kenyan sports journalist, Sean Cardiovelis.
Used to work at Capital.
Yes, he was at Capital. Yes, he passed away in his home a few days ago. He died on Saturday.
Our thoughts and prayers are with his family and for all those who are.
Yes, he was a trailblazer of this industry. We mourn you. We celebrate your career. We celebrate your life. And he was cremated today at the Hindu crematorium in Kariakor.
Rest in power.
Rest in power to Sean. Okay. But yeah, breaking news, Jadon Sancho.
That story over for Sancho, that is 75 million wasted.
Jadon Sancho. But you know what I like about that? The manager has total control of that football club. And he's being backed by the hierarchy. Because there were stories the other day that that Richard Arnold, the CEO of Manchester United, had asked the sports director, John Mutter, to intervene in that situation, which I felt was undermining the manager, because the manager is in charge of the squad.
And the manager has tried to really support this boy. He even sent him to a
for 3 months.
And this guy is earning 350,000 per week.
Per week.
350. I know kids will not believe this, but he's earning 350k per week on the bench. And this is a player whose potential was never realized at United.
Yep.
He has like 6 goals in total his whole United career. And if you are to look at the people he was playing with, look at Haaland, look at Bellingham, then look at him. There's such a big difference in terms of quality, in terms of aggressiveness, in terms of passion, in terms of the
wanting
the will.
You know something I realized the other day? I gained a lot of respect for Wan-Bissaka. Okay? Because last season, when Ten Hag came in, it was like Wan-Bissaka didn't exist. But he buckled down.
We had a game where Malacia and Dalot played. Dalot was played out of position with Wan-Bissaka on the bench.
Yeah.
Not on the bench.
Not even in the squad.
Not even in the squad.
Okay.
Not injured, stay at home.
But he went hard, he trained, he became better and better and better. And Ten Hag, the minute he got his opportunity after the World Cup, Ten Hag couldn't ignore this boy anymore.
So I'm no longer supporting Sancho, because look at him. His statement was pinned, not posted. Pinned for a week. It was deleted yesterday.
But some people came out with statements that say that Jadon Sancho suffers from some mental whatever, blah 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 blah. But
you know, at some point we do.
Football is not a charity game.
We are gonna have to have this conversation later and ask ourselves: are players getting too soft?
Okay.
Will this be the new narrative of, if a player does not perform, then we pin it on mental health? You know, it's something we call factitious syndrome. Factitious syndrome is a mental illness where people look for sympathy.
Sympathy.
Yeah.
So Maguire, you
you literally put yourself in situations that will have people sympathize with you.
Okay.
These are the people who you meet and they'll start telling you, Nateseka, life is hard on me.
Yeah.
Bro, life is not hard on you. Life is hard on everybody.
It just gets stronger.
Yeah. So
it doesn't get easier.
I don't know what Sancho is going through, and if he's going through something, then
good luck to you.
Good luck to you, as you battle that. And I literally love Sancho. He's one of the few players in world football who have what they call football IQ.
Everything. He has everything in his locker to be the greatest football player.
And Sancho in another team will do wonders.
No, but let me tell you something. This is why I doubt it. Okay? Man City, he left over the same issues. Went to Dortmund. Was even suspended over the same issues.
England, Southgate complained of the same.
England, Southgate, the worst manager in Europe, complained of the same.
And then
he comes to United. We have a proper manager now, and he's complaining of the same. And there were rumors that back when Cristiano Ronaldo was at Manchester, he complained of Jadon Sancho. Attitude, how you handle yourself as an athlete is a whole different thing from how you live your life. And then over the weekend, over the international break, because he wasn't selected by England, he was in New York.
Man,
partying.
this was the time where you go for extra training session.
He should be in Dubai doing hot weather training.
I mean, this on the statement, I understand on the statement, because maybe you've been out there training hard the whole week, you know, and then the manager maybe listen.
So,
maybe the manager dropped him for
no.
The manager tells you
listen, I'm gonna tell you why Sancho was dropped, and it was revealed his levels of training, and this is why I understand what it means. So I was watching Kluivert, Van der Vaart, and they were saying the way Netherlands, the culture of coaching, you train as you play. You can't come to training, suck at it, okay, don't give your all, and then expect the manager to pick you for the game just because you have potential and ability. You train as you mean to play, and if you do not, you're not picked. So if you see, and I believe Ten Hag is one of the fairest managers in football.
I'm gonna disagree with that.
Fairness.
I'll give my reasons for that.
Okay.
Yeah. So the reason I'm saying on the statement I may understand is because, you know, we may never know the other side of the story.
Okay.
Maybe Sancho was out there in training, working hard, and maybe the manager gave him a different reason to the one that he gave to the press.
No.
So listen, I understand the statement, but it should have been up there for a maximum of 5 minutes. You know, you post it, then you realize this is fucked up, and you delete it ASAP. So on that, I think Sancho made a very big mistake. And this is the Sports Arena show. It's each and every day from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on the Black Hot Fire Network. Today is Thursday. Thursday we do soccer. It's Soccer Thursday. On the second hour, we are going to be talking about racism in sports. This is an issue that has been affecting so many sportsmen, especially black sportsmen. If you look at NBA, you look at NFL, you look at football, you look at soccer, you look at athletics, so many black players have been discriminated for so long. This has even led to some of the games, people start the games by being on their knee as a way to show solidarity in sports. In countries like Italy, in countries like Spain, racism is normalized in sports, and many people have tried to try and counter it, but you know, this is something that has been there for so long, and it will take so long for us to root it out. And therefore, we want to know on the comments. You can talk to us, you can tell us, why do you think racism is so rampant in sports? Why do you think black players in most of those sports, different sports, are discriminated by the fans, by the officials?
Yep.
Talk to us. I was talking about Sancho.
Yeah.
And I was saying the statement should have lasted for a maximum of 5 minutes. You know, you realize this is fucked up.
This is
and
stupid.
you delete it ASAP.
Yep.
But the moment the statement is pinned for a week, then that's
10 days.
That's disrespect for the manager. And you wouldn't have done that to Ferguson, man.
Ferguson would have torn your contract apart, released you, and released a statement that would have made every other club not want you. I mean, he threw a boot at Beckham at his prime, all because he wasn't doing what he wanted.
That's what I was talking about. Players are becoming too soft. Too soft. You know?
Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, it is 4 minutes past the top of the hour. This is the Black Hole Fire Network, and you are tuned into the sports arena where we discuss everything. And today, apart from the upcoming Premier League games over the weekend, we will be talking about racism in football. Why do black players get discriminated against all over Europe? Yet we are some of the best players.
The best.
In the
Some
world.
of the best. We are the best.
But anyway, on Saturday, who else plays? As we...
You haven't given your predictions for Tottenham and
2-2.
2-2.
I have the train of Ange coming to a halt.
Alright, we're gonna see about that.
Yeah.
The next game is a team that has also been performing very well this season.
Mhm.
Strange enough, they are performing well after selling some of their best players. And they were struggling a lot last season. This is West Ham. I'm talking
Okay.
about West Ham.
Okay.
West Ham has been on fire.
Yeah.
And they were
True.
struggling last season.
Yep.
And they have sold one of their best, not one of their best,
Their best. Their
player.
captain.
Yeah, Declan Rice.
Mhm.
And they're going to be facing City, and the game will be at London Stadium. That
So
is
City
in London.
winning.
West Ham.
West Ham has been authorizing an orthodox.
disappointed Arsenal with 10 men. West Ham.
Okay.
This is one of those games.
Draw.
No, I'm gonna give it 3-1 still.
3-1 to City.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr.
Just because it's City. But on this game, if you are a gambler, if you bet, avoid this game. It's
GG.
gonna disappoint you. GG for sure.
Mhm.
GG will be for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. West Ham will be missing no one important. Just Osek and Kofal.
This man said nobody important.
Nobody important.
Yeah.
City will be missing a few important players.
Mhm.
Very important players.
Like.
Kevin De Bruyne,
Oh, well,
hamstring injury.
they can survive.
Returning on 14th January 2024.
They can survive.
Mateo Kovacic, back injury.
What? Back injury.
Yeah. Return date unknown.
Oh.
They're gonna be missing Jack Grealish, one of their most creative players. He has an unknown injury, and they're gonna be missing John Stones also.
Okay.
Yeah, so City is missing some good players, but it's one of the teams with decent squad.
Depth.
Yeah.
Depth, ladies and gentlemen. Depth. Depth.
They're gonna miss
depth.
De Bruyne. They're gonna miss De Bruyne.
They're going to miss De Bruyne now since they don't have Kovacic. If they had Kovacic in that midfield, they would have covered that hole without you knowing that De Bruyne was missing.
So-
But right now, I feel like they have to take Bernardo Silva back into the midfield and have Rodri as the holding and play Phil Foden for that game. But Foden, in my opinion, is one of the most amazing young talents in the world right now.
He is.
Okay, I'd rate out of 10 from footballing skills, from how good you are. I'd give Haaland a 2 out of 10, and I'd give Foden an 11.
I rate Haaland because he does what he was supposed to do.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about footballing,
Mhm.
not scoring. Haaland can't dribble. I never realized that. Can't run with the ball. He's a good finisher, the best in the world in those regards.
So this is
But Foden makes football look beautiful.
this is their predicted lineup.
Okay.
They'll be having Anderson
Mhm.
as their keeper, Kyle Walker, Ruben Diaz, Akanji.
Why
and
Anderson?
Ake. He's their keeper.
Ederson.
Yeah, I said Ederson.
No, you said Anderson.
Or Ederson, their
Ederson.
keeper.
Okay.
Yeah, and in the midfield they might play Bernardo Silva,
Mhm.
Rodri,
Phil Foden.
and Foden.
Who else?
But Southgate talked about Foden as a midfielder, and he said that's not his best position, and he said he's never gonna play Foden in the midfield in big games.
Never listen to Southgate.
That's what Southgate said.
No, look.
One of the worst managers in world football.
Anybody playing Maguire is not good enough. Anybody
You
playing
have to shout out to
Henderson
Maguire. He scored. He did.
on goal.
A win is
The
a
last
win.
the last
A
two
win
goals
is a win.
Maguire has scored have been all away, all for
Shout out to
Sevilla,
Maguire. A win is a win.
Sevilla and Ukraine, right? Those are his last two goals.
That nigga can defend. That nigga can score.
Dear Lord, you don't take so many of my people.
Shout out to Lord Maguire.
Take Maguire.
Yeah,
But
and,
listen,
they're gonna play. That's how they're gonna play, and maybe put Alvarez and Haaland up front.
4-4-2.
You might add Jeremy Doku. They bought him.
Good
They're
player.
gonna use him.
He's an amazing player, amazing talent. So after Man City winning, because I have City winning,
They're gonna win.
which game is next?
The next game is gonna be the biggest team in the world,
Okay.
Manchester United.
Versus?
The Zabis Brighton.
Who do you have winning that game?
I'ma tell you, United will win, but they'll win for just one reason.
Which is?
The game is at home. for some reasons, United never lose. Bayern at home, Bayern at Old Trafford, we are gonna beat them.
You're sure?
100.
You're saying the crowd will be the 12th man?
There's just something about Old Trafford since Ten Hag came in.
He's turned it into a fortress.
And it's the exact opposite of what Ole Gunnar did. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
He owned other
Away.
stadiums.
Away, yeah. Went 28 games unbeaten.
Away.
Yeah. Home, crushing.
How many goals
Mhm.
has Ten Hag gone unbeaten in Old Trafford? You can tell us in the comments real quick. We are live on YouTube and we are live on the network. You can get in them chats, man. Tell us what you think.
Strange enough, the last game we lost at home was against Brighton. The second game, the first game of the season, last season.
You know, I made a prediction the other day, last weekend, on Saturday. I made a prediction and I didn't want it to come true, but it came true. Okay, I say Adesanya will lose his belt in Australia, literally where he won it from. Because he beat Whittaker from Australia to become the champion. And he lost it in Australia to Strickland. So, and I have this feeling that Manchester United's run at Old Trafford is about to come to an end.
This is possible because of a few reasons. One of them being the attacking depth is not there.
Okay?
We've literally lost Anthony.
Okay? Tell history right there.
I don't want to talk about that right now because
So who do you have scoring for Manchester United, or what's the scoreline for you for that game?
before I go to the scoreline, let me check at some of the injuries United is gonna be
Okay.
having. We are gonna Lisandro Martinez is out injured.
Is that for sure? For sure?
Yeah, he's out.
Because he was out there with Argentina, you know.
Did he play?
Okay.
I don't think he did.
Okay.
So and Ten Hag is not a manager to play
Injured players.
Injured players.
Okay.
So he's actually supposed to return on 17th September.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the date that the club gave.
Mm-hmm.
And 17th of September is on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So and the game is on Saturday. So he's not gonna be playing.
Available.
Yeah. But we have Lindelof and he'll do the work.
So who partners Lindelof?
Varane is out injured, man.
The Lord is back.
Lord Maguire is back.
And I was watching
I'm
something.
sure he's injured.
I was watching something the other day, and they were saying that this is something that most mainstream media hasn't picked up. The reason why Maguire is in Manchester United right now is because the hierarchy messed up.
Did it really?
Yes. Throughout last season, the most scouted player was Kim
Yeah.
from Napoli.
Yeah.
Okay?
He was
Kim
our
and Jay
priority target.
was the main priority target. And his job was not to replace Maguire, but to replace Rafael Varane, who's very injury prone.
I would have shipped Varane off to Saudi. We
But-
had offers.
But, okay, when we dropped the ball on Kim and Jay, Maguire must have looked at it like, Varane, injury prone. So it's just between me and
He
Lindelof.
knew he was definitely gonna get playing time.
Yeah.
Whether the manager wants it or not.
If we had signed Kim and Jay, Maguire would have accepted West Ham's money. But the minute the hierarchy didn't sign Kim and Jay, and he went to Bayern
I
Munich,
understand that it was
Okay.
FFP issues. It
look,
was.
look, let me
That
ask
was
you.
the reason he signed Amrabat on loan.
Let me ask you a question. So you have 55 million, right? Starting the window. You have that money. Do you sign Mason Mount or Kim and Jay?
Question Ten Hag on that.
No,
I questioned Ten Hag on that.
You did.
I did. I
Same
actually,
here.
I actually told you the Mount signing very unnecessary.
It's necessary in a way, but it
Not
shouldn't
priority.
have been our first signing.
Yeah.
Okay, we shouldn't have prioritized Mason Mount over Kim and
We
Jay.
now have Johnny Evans starting games for United
Man,
against Arsenal.
but how much of an insult will it be to Maguire if tomorrow Ten Hag played Lindelof and Evans. But anyway, the hierarchy, the minute John Mutter couldn't sign Kim and Jae, Harry Maguire knew he was staying and he had power to stay. You get what I mean? And that comes down to how the club is run and who is employed to do whatever ABCD at the club. There is a need to reorganize Manchester United from the top down, from the board all the way to whoever is above Ten Hag. Ten Hag is the right manager, but the wrong structure in,
But
in place.
I also, he's not immune to criticism.
No. I didn't say he is. But
He shipped off personally. He shipped off Ralph Ragnick personally.
I'd have done the same.
I mean, Ragnick was ready to stay as the director of football or something.
There was
But
too
Ten Hag
much.
is someone who loves
Total
the
control.
independence. Yeah, like I want that player, bring me that. He doesn't want anybody else telling him no. You know, Ragnick would have said the Mount signing is unnecessary.
And
We have creative midfielders.
every
We have enough creative midfielders already.
every manager has a success rate on signings of about 60%, actually 55. And so far, Mason Mount might be the only rogue player we've signed.
Where goes
We didn't sign. That was a loan. Look,
by
that man-
him?
Who?
By Ten Hag.
Yeah, but
Ten
listen,
Hag has
listen.
this obsession with Dutch players.
No, listen.
He does.
I want you to understand something. Last January, Ten Hag had no option on buying.
They were, I mean,
His money, listen, his money was limited even to the loans he could afford. Because we were offered, as Manchester United was offered João Felix before he went to
for 20
Chelsea.
million.
It was actually 10. And they couldn't afford the 10 million. Okay. And this goes back up the hierarchy to the owners.
We had other players that he would have gone for, but he has this obsession with Dutch players.
He has an obsession with players he's played with.
Let's
And
call
you know
them
what?
Dutch.
No,
That was the
Amrabat
reason
is not Dutch.
he was under him for some time.
Players that have played for Ten Hag. You know why Ten Hag, in my opinion, my humble opinion, Ten Hag does not trust Manchester United recruitment. And coming from Ajax, one of the clubs that has some of the best recruitment departments.
Let's talk about that. How many of his signings can we call successful? A genuine question.
Onana.
It's too early to say
Okay.
that. It's too
Then
early.
Lisandro.
Very successful.
Casemiro.
Was successful.
You can't.
It's too early this season to judge Casemiro.
So let's
he was
then
successful.
let's judge
Yeah, he
him.
was.
Let's
Yeah.
judge him. We can't
Successful.
judge
Alright,
players signed.
successful.
We can't judge players signed in this time, right? That's what you're saying,
Casemiro is
Successful.
good. Successful.
right? Who else did he sign during that window?
Malacia.
How good was he?
How good is he?
I feel like he's pretty good, given the fact that he's competing against one of the best left backs in the Premier League right now. Luke
Alright.
Shaw, on his day, okay, is one of the best left backs.
In
But
terms of,
progressing the ball, in
I'll
terms
give that to
of
him.
in terms of being press resistant, in terms of being solid defensively,
he is a good player.
you get name
The
me.
problem I have with United is, I told you this the other day,
Mhm.
is we put so much pressure on our players.
True. And
A player will literally,
it's not us.
a
It's the
player,
heritage.
a player will literally just score a normal goal that any player would have scored, and we are gonna give him world class shouts, and now the media will be on his toes because literally that's what messes up players because of
The
those
pressure.
comparisons. Yeah, the pressure, and
The
you know
pressure.
the English media is always on our case.
It's all look. If you take a fart at Old Trafford, it will get reported on for a week. Okay, but anyway, we will be coming back with the score lines of the games because we have a few minutes left to go.
United on that game, I'll give it 2-2.
2-2.
It's a draw.
It's a draw.
It's a draw. We're not gonna lose, but we're not gonna win.
Okay. Let's talk about for a minute. Let's talk about racism in sport.
Racism.
Because we have about 15 minutes to go.
Do we really have 15 minutes?
Yes, it is 7:20.
Time is moving.
Yes, 20 minutes past the top of the hour. Shout out to the producer. Shout out to everybody that is listening to us, everybody that has been watching us. Jerome Mosquito's in the building saying, what's up? Jerome Mosquito, we want to educate you about racism in sport. Have you ever experienced racism in sport? Have you ever seen racism in sport? Have you ever played any sport, General Mosquito?
As General Mosquito types his comments, because I know he's a very
fast.
Yeah,
and
nuanced and nuanced.
Yeah.
Of course, he's gonna give us some good content on that. I think the main reason, I know the main reason that black players, because black players are the ones that are discriminated in almost every sport. Look at football, for example. Look at basketball. Okay. Look at NBA. Look at NFL.
NBA and basketball are the same thing.
Look at the NBA. Look at the NFL. Look at rugby. Look at
athletics.
Yeah, it's because
cycling, swimming.
It's because Africans are
good.
athletic, fit. Name any sport, and their best player will be black.
Except ice hockey. Them Canadians only have Zakowski.
And maybe decathlon.
Decathlon.
They can't do that. No black person will run, swim.
For what?
That's too much. Too much.
We only run to the money.
Too much work.
That's athletics. They pay us that much. We run to the bag. Either way, we're running after something else or running away from something else. But we see racism all over sport because you have people in the NFL kneeling. Okay, shout out to Kaepernick. You have racism in Italy. I mean, extensive racism in Italy.
Sure.
Players chanting like monkeys. I mean, fans chanting like monkeys at players on the field. Your own player, you're being racist to a player that plays for your club. You see it in Spain with Vinicius Junior.
Someone actually said that when you play well, it was an English player. I don't remember the name. And he said, when you play well, you are an English player. When you don't play well, you are black.
Of course.
That's what happened with the penalty misses in the
World Cup.
It was in the Euros.
They say the same thing about Belgium. They say the same thing about England, about Germany, about France.
So it's a trend that is in each and every sport.
Yeah. And it's happening. We see Vinicius Junior being insulted in every stadium in Spain.
I don't even think the banners they leave, they never work. They're just doing it for the camera.
Okay.
Because it's like the way you look at Africa and you see our leaders go to meetings and conferences in 5-star hotels and talk about ending hunger in Turkana, and they never get to Turkana.
They've never been there.
They never even, they just discuss
hunger in Turkana.
Yeah, and they're discussing that over some nice meals.
Of course.
And they'll never get
some chai.
Yeah, so even the banners and the chants and the say no to racism bullshit. It's just a matter. It's just for the cameras.
It's just PR. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's because they know. We even if you look at something like the Premier League. Africa accounts for majority of their fans.
Okay.
So they don't want to lose that. So what do they do?
PR.
Same case to the NBA. They know the black community
is the backbone of the league.
It is. From the players to the fans. So they have to do, we call them theatrics. They have to do theatrics. Theatrics. It's like a smoke screen to show you that we are with you on this. We are going to fight racism together.
But behind the screen,
you are on your own. You are on your own. Keith told us of the NFL and how they were told that black players are not going to be compensated for head injuries because their heads are
They're already retarded. That's what basically the white man say. We shall not compensate you, black man, because you're already retarded, and we do not want to give money to a retarded mother.
your brain is already damaged.
Listen,
They literally said that.
name me the best player in the world right now in every sport you can think of.
It's gonna be a black person.
Exactly. We hold all the records. We hold the only thing white people is beating us in is winter sports. We don't mess with the cold like that.
We don't even have winter in Africa.
What do you mean winter? Winter ni kukinyesha.
The snow.
We can't relate. Huku we farm all year round.
When it rains, we light fires.
That is called cuddling weather.
And
We light fires inside people. Unaweka ile kitu inawaka.
we have no business being outside, man.
When it's cold,
I mean, what do you mean?
it's hot
It's
cocoa,
raining snow.
hot cocoa, and some cuddles. That's what we're doing.
Don't you fear pneumonia?
That's why you see them freezing. You'll never hear black man freezes to death trying to climb Mount Everest.
I'm not
Where?
gonna do any of that.
Look, I'm even afraid of my mother's thoughts the minute I die there. She might resurrect me and slap the shit out of me. Okay? There are things you can't
On
you
extreme
can't do.
sports, we are gonna give it to them. I mean, these guys went to see the Titanic. Who does that?
Hey, never came back. They never came back. They saw it and remained there. They're now victims of Titanic.
Titanic 2,
Ooh.
the world need.
Hey. The billionaire version.
We ain't gonna do any of that.
You get? We play sports that make sense and we excel at it. And I feel like it irks these people to see us take over sports they purport to have invented
I'm not
and be better at them and become the best in the world the minute they start lifting these stopgaps that they had put for black people to get to the top of sport. Because in the previous decades, we had these people putting up hurdles for us to get to professional sport. If you look at Africa right now, do we have the best academies? No. Do we have the best football structures? No. But we made it to the semi-finals of the World Cup. We've been to the quarterfinals. We have produced some of the best players in the world right now without resources. Now imagine if Africa had resources.
I'm not sure.
Imagine if these clubs, when they bought African players, paid a fair price.
I'm not sure of this statistic, these stats. It's something that I probably think it's true. You might find out that 90% of the sports were invented in Africa by African people.
Of course. Look, let's talk about javelin. What does it look like to you? Let's talk about that. Javelin is some man that was hunting, trying to throw this spear as far
And
as he
someone
can.
was like, man,
Whoa.
I wanna compete with you on that.
And that's how he got to the Olympics. Okay? It was some black man trying to feed his family. And this is how he did it.
You out there playing with food.
Food. What you mean? You know, and the other one where they throw the heavy steel ball. You know, when Mwafrika akipiga manze mawe sawa. This man took a whole stone and hit a deer with it, and the deer was dead. This white man was like, let's put rules behind that. Now you can only hold it like this, spin a few times, then throw it. Why am I spinning? I can throw it further than you standing. Why do you want me to spin? What I'm saying is, athletics, if you look at Africans in the past, they were so lean and full of muscle, you couldn't see any fatty tissues. They were lean. Asi ati walikuwa wanapiga lean. Okay.
That's an inside joke.
They were so fit, they could do anything they put their minds into.
And let me read you some of the worst racism scenarios in world sports.
Okay.
And one up there with the worst is Joel Ward's goal. Yeah, so Joel Ward was a black player who used to play hockey. And in 2012, Joel Ward scored the game-winning goal in Game 7 of the 2012 Eastern Conference quarterfinals against the Boston Bruins. I'm not sure if it's the Bruins or the Bruins.
Whatever it was.
Boston Bruins. Yeah, and he actually eliminated the Bruins from the playoffs.
He eliminated who?
The Bruins.
The Bruins?
Yeah, the Bruins. Them Bruins. The Boston Bruins. So, Joel Ward is a black player who played hockey. And do you know what happened after he scored the winning goal? Boston fans went mad, went crazy. They went publicly on Twitter to attack Ward, and they called him the N word.
They called me nigga.
Yeah, they called him nigga severally.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was after he scored, just for scoring the winning goal. That's when they realized, damn, that motherfucker is black.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be scoring winning goals.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
So what did they do? They went to social media. What happened?
And they slammed him for several days, calling him nigger.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's up there with some of the worst.
Number 2?
They actually did that for 2 years.
2 years trolling a man for giving you a win. That is so wrong, people. That is so wrong.
And the funny thing is, the Boston fans did the same thing to a Montreal. There's a team called Montreal Canadian or something. Montreal Canadian or something.
The Canadian Montreal.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's their player called PK Subban, and he scored the winning goal again. And they realized that motherfucker is
He's black.
He shouldn't be scoring winners.
He should be defending, not making waves in this sport.
Yeah, and they did the same thing to him. Yeah, that's one of the worst. The other one among the worst scenarios we've ever had in world sports was Floyd Mayweather attacking Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, I'm sure you know of this incident.
Yeah.
It was after talks began about a possible Mayweather-Pacquiao bout. Floyd Mayweather took to Ustream to unleash a racist rant aimed at a Filipino boxer, Manny Pacquiao.
What did he say?
In the video he said, "I'll make that motherfucker make me a sushi roll and cook me some rice."
Declan.
This is not supposed to be funny.
No, but Declan. Okay, it's not funny.
Yeah, and
it's not funny.
You say you're gonna cook that motherfucker with cats and dogs.
What? And as we speak, I want you all to recognize something. Racism is not only to the black man.
Yeah, sometimes it happens even to other races.
To other races too. Racism is not a black thing. But black people suffer from racism the most.
Historically, and even right now.
Even right now, black people suffer from racism the most. Yeah. Number 3.
The entire 1936 Summer Olympics. Man, we shouldn't be laughing at this, but
no, you said the entire 1936 Olympics was a whole racist event.
Do you know where it took place?
Where?
Nazi Germany.
Oh man. You mean they did the salutes?
Berlin won the hosting duties in 1931, but Hitler and his Nazis rose to power 2 years later, creating an Olympic atmosphere rife with racism and anti-Semitism. Okay. Hitler was optimistic that these games would prove his belief in Aryan racial superiority.
The blonde, blue-eyed man.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he knew that this was when he was gonna prove to the world
we are superior.
Yeah, they are superior over other races.
And then what happened?
He even tried to
to ban black people.
This dude banned Jews and black athletes from competing in the game. If you got there, you are black, you are Jewish, go back home.
What are you doing here? Where are your blue eyes and your blonde hair? You mean so if we had dyed our hair blonde? We'd have participated
Well,
plus
this-
eye contact.
This is sad. Don't. We are
Don't take
laughing.
this as laughter.
We are laughing, but this is
This
sad.
is so
This
sad, man.
I mean, there are so many black players and Jewish players who are athletes who are talented and
Wait,
have
wait,
probably.
no. What Jewish players? I have never met a talented Jew in my life. No offense, this isn't racist.
Maybe that's where the rain
No,
started.
listen.
Maybe the 1936.
Listen.
Somehow linked.
Name me a single Jewish athlete. Exactly.
Pass.
There's no single Jewish athlete.
Maybe this is when the Jewish realized
Yeah, we don't want
we are not gonna do this anymore.
Yeah?
You can keep your your spots.
I'm done.
Yeah. So probably there are many black. Let's for a moment let's ignore the Jews.
Okay. Yeah, the blacks.
Maybe there are so many black talented athletes
Of course there were.
and they couldn't compete because Hitler said, "You are not doing that in my country.
Mm-hmm.
Go run in Nigeria or something."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that is very sad. That is actually my number one
Mm-hmm.
most racist
The
moment.
whole Olympics event was a racist affair.
My number two is gonna be Donald Sterling is banned for life.
Okay.
Donald Sterling became, let me give you a little
Context.
So Donald Sterling became the owner of the Los Angeles Clippers in 1981. But in April 2014, he was permanently banned from the NBA due to racist remarks. Not suspended, not fired, banned. It all started when TMZ released a private phone conversation between Sterling and his mistress. The conversation begins with
She was
Sterling.
black. Or she was white.
I don't
Was
know.
he black? Was he white?
The conversation begins with Sterling expressing disappointment that she took a picture with a black ex-basketball player Magic Johnson, and it all snowballs from there. He then states, "It bothers me that you want to broadcast that you are associating with black people." Man.
He was banned because he was associated
No.
with black
Donald
people.
Sterling was banned. He was banned because he deserved to be banned.
He
So
said-
yeah,
he
he's
said-
the one who told his mistress that
I can't believe.
it bothers me a lot. This is literally the message, the
Mhm.
WhatsApp conversation.
WhatsApp conversation.
It bothers me a lot that you want to broadcast that you are associating with black people, before asking her not to bring them to his team's basketball games.
Does he still own the team?
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver banned Sterling from the NBA and fined him 2.5 million for remarks. We're gonna give them that, man. At least they did something there, because
Does he own the
this
team still?
motherfucker did not.
Everybody that is knowledgeable on the ownership of the NBA franchises.
Of the Los Angeles Clippers. You can tell us.
What's his
about
name?
Donald Sterling.
Does Donald Sterling still own the Los Angeles Clippers? Because if you're actually in LA and you're hating on black people in the city of angels, in Los Angeles, and you're the owner of the Clippers, damn, you need to be hanged or something. Lynching. Okay, I didn't call for a lynching. Don't get me wrong. But he should be stripped of any association with the NBA and with basketball. He should not be allowed to own that team
He should be.
for a minute longer.
Mhm.
He shouldn't be allowed to ever visit an NBA arena. Should never even be allowed to play ball anywhere in the world.
What the fuck do you mean? Just because your mistress took a picture with Magic Johnson? Man, that is sad.
That is really sad. That the levels of insecurity that we are witnessing are just.
And then he's describing it like it's don't even want to talk about that.
Mhm.
The other thing, the other one is
Mhm.
this radio host. His name is Don Imus.
Mm-hmm.
So, radio host Don Imus is known for controversial statements.
Mhm.
While discussing the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship,
Mhm.
Imus laughed along with his producer
Mm-hmm.
and called the players some nappy-headed hoes.
Mm-hmm.
Public outrage.
Nappy-headed hoes.
Of course. He
Man,
called them that. Public outrage, of course, was instant, and
So-
he must defended himself by declaring that the term originated within the black community
what?
and saying that it is his job to be funny.
My guy, you just made it worse.
He said it is his job to be funny.
That is not funny. There's no funny in that. So an update on the Jadon Sancho situation. This is Daka from the Telegraph. He's saying Jadon Sancho's outburst both stunned and infuriated Ten Hag and has left Sancho facing an uncertain future in Manchester United. Just to also update you on some more players, Manchester United's striker on loan to Getafe, Mason Greenwood, has been received positively by the players of the club, fans and staff.
That's a black player who was
Targeted. Anyway, the players are looking out for him. Greenwood's partner has already been out with the wives and girlfriends of the Getafe club.
shout out to Getafe and to all the players who face
Racist.
discrimination and
Yeah.
racism because they are black. Hold on, they are black kings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They do it because they project their inferiority.
So as we
They know on a fair ground, you and them, it's
Mason,
not even a fair ground. You and them is not a fair ground.
Mason Greenwood is dynamite in both feet. Okay, and as we talk about racism, I want to read the best FIFA nominees shortlist announced for managers this year by FIFA. We start with Pep Guardiola, Simeone Inzaghi, Ange Postecoglou, Luciano Spalletti, and Xavi Hernandez. Zero black people. Like black managers don't deserve awards and they ain't doing anything. But anyway, it's the FIFA best manager in the world. Did they come to Africa?
Have they tried Kimans? That nigga is talented. Francis Kimans, he coaches Sofapak.
Yep.
He left Sofapak.
But anyway, football, sport, tennis, we've seen it from Serena Williams, from LeBron.
And I'm about to give you the worst, my number one worst racism incident in sports.
It is.
It happened in 2010
Uh-huh.
when a man called Don Lewis tried to start an all-white basketball league
Where? In the US.
in the US, of course.
Man, why am I not surprised?
He wanted to start an all-American basketball alliance which would contain all white teams and the players must be natural born United States white citizens.
First of all, there's no United States without black people. So get that correct. Let's start with that. There is no United States without black people. Number two, white people can't play basketball. The last good basketball player that was white was Larry Bird. Okay?
That is the one.
And since then, ain't nothing been happening. So the minute you tell me that you're starting an all-white basketball
That's
league,
gonna suck.
it's going to be the most boring sports league in the world.
Actually, the Decathlon will be above it.
So some incidences in sport that we saw Vinicius Jr., we saw LeBron, Kobe, and so many others wearing the I Can't Breathe t-shirts. We saw AC Milan printing jerseys at the back titled AC Milan against football. We saw
Balotelli wear Why Always Me.
Why Always Me. We saw Lukaku being racially profiled by Juventus fans during a game while he was playing for Inter Milan. We saw Serena Williams had to take a stance on her during her tennis career. We saw black players, the female football team in the US kneel down for Black Lives Matter. Even the racism has seeped into the female sports area. Raheem Sterling, we see so many players that are not traditionally viewed as white people, even Arabs, facing racism. And this is something that we have to come to a conclusion of, as a people, we have to end racism in sports. There is no place for racism, and that is no.
There is no sports without black people in the first
Exactly.
place.
So why?
If we quit sports, then sports die.
Did you see the white? Okay, let me not say white. Did you see the Italian boy? Because once I say that, you definitely know what I'm saying. That dressed up as Victor Osimhen for Halloween, dyed his hair, did the whole thing. You know, to that boy, to some extent, it can't even be referred to as racism. He's dressing as his hero. Why aren't we as pure at heart as kids? Why do we lose our purity and our value of self once we grow up and we start knowing who we are? Are we, as human beings,
Is it the conditioning?
is it the conditioning? Are we naturally racist to each other? If so, what's the cure? How do we solve it? And you can tell us in the comments real quick.
As we come to the end of our show,
Yes, as we come to a conclusion of this show, we want you to tell us. Black or Fire says, I didn't know you guys were live. I was waiting for you on TikTok. Man, sorry, Keith.
we forgot.
we literally didn't go live. We forgot, man. We are really, really sorry.
We have had a very engaging conversation about racism in sports, and we are so mad out here because
We will actually revisit, because I feel like this conversation hasn't been exhausted. We haven't touched on enough. We can talk about it, and I feel like we can get more people on TikTok to talk about this.
and when you talk about people like Donald Sterling and Don Lewis wanting to start an all-white
league.
basketball league, what do you mean an all-white basketball league?
Look, without MJ, there is no NBA. He's literally the logo
I actually
of NBA.
I actually personally think we should have let them start this.
and
It was gonna suck.
then we start an all-black league.
Then we face off each other. We would thrash those
The
man.
war of the races. the game of the races.
Yeah, and we had it's sad, but like I told you, I personally think I personally know the main reason is they project their inferiority.
Insecurities unto us. And that's why I like saying, do not project
Because
your insecurities upon me.
because if you are being honest, having black people and white people on the same pitch is not fair. That's not a fair ground. It never is. That's not
It's
that's
tilted.
not a fair ground.
It's tilted.
I mean
Mbappe versus
we can
Laporte.
we can literally have the team.
Black.
If the team is made up of six people, we can
50.
have 6 white people and 3 black people, and they're gonna trash thoroughly.
But anyway, you can tell us, what are your opinions? Tell us real
If
quick.
you think I'm joking, go watch a video of Wilfred Zaha. He played against a whole women's team alone.
By himself. And
He
scored.
beat them. So
Tell us on YouTube, man. Don't let this whole topic go to waste. Tell us on YouTube, and we shall revisit your comments on Monday as we do a recap of the weekend and as we elaborate more on racism in sports. Okay, because this is such a wide topic. I feel like we need to give this a whole 2 hours or something.
can I read the last
Okay.
racism incident that I think is also up there and should be talked about? And so there was this guy called Kelly Tillman.
White man.
Yeah, of course. And he had,
Man, that name sounds so white. Kelly Tillman.
And
It
he
sounds
was-
like I can't dance.
No, sounds like I can't stand the sun with no sunscreen.
He needs shade.
Sounds like
No.
we are on YouTube.
Okay.
So Kelly Tillman was with his friend. His friend's name is Dave Sina or something. So he was out there joking about lynching.
What?
Yeah, so you know, Kelly Tillman, during a telecast, the PGA anchor Nick,
This is gold.
Yeah.
Oh
So
man.
during a telecast, the PGA anchor Nick Faldo joked about it is golf. Joked about golfers ganging up on Tiger Woods.
And beating him.
So
and lynching
playing
him.
along, Tillman responded, "Lynch him in the back alley."
Oh man. Oh man.
Faldo was taken aback.
Oh,
The one who started
man.
this was like, "Nah, we are dark but not that dark.
Oh man.
You took the darkness to a whole new level."
This is roughly the greatest golfer of the last 100 years.
Yeah, said lynch him in the back alley.
All cause he's black. Man. He might be a
Kelly
cool.
Tillman is actually a woman.
It sounds like it. Such bitterness cannot be harbored in a male body, no matter how white it is. such bitterness is only meant for women. But ladies and gentlemen,
And you know, this was not even the first time that Tiger Woods was a target of racism. There was another time when another person called Fazizuela said that Woods shouldn't serve fried chicken at the Masters dinner.
hey, look, if there is an animal that knows no safety, no matter where it is in the world, you know why white people hate chicken? I can tell you why white people hate chicken right now. White people can't season chicken to save their lives. White people don't know flavor, and nothing tastes as bad as boiled chicken. Okay? When that meat is white, no spice, no flavor, no nothing, white people hate chicken because they don't know how to make chicken. But apart from that, there is no place in the world where the chicken is safe. Go to India. Go to China.
But this was racist as
No,
hell.
all I'm saying is only white people can be that racist. And that's where we talk about it stems from their insecurities. Because you don't know how to make this bird. This is the most delicious bird in the world, okay? Chicken is the most delicious bird in the world. I don't care what you say.
Maybe out there preparing seafood.
What? Look, you can eat all the cockroaches you want, white people. I don't care. I'ma eat me some chicken. Okay? I'ma slaughter me a chicken. I'ma barbecue that chicken.
And roast one.
Baste that chicken. I'ma fry that chicken. I'ma do whatever I want with. It's going to have some flavor. That's
Nah,
why
you have your cockroaches, man.
have your cockroaches. And as we come back on Monday to talk about racism in the black community in sport, we will also give you an update of the sports that happened over the weekend. A sports roundup, so to say. It will be
NBA Monday.
NBA Monday, Football Monday, Sports Mondays. It should be a very sporty Mondays. To everybody that tuned in, to everybody that was listening to us, we appreciate you, we love you, and we want you to say no to racism in sport, because we are sport.
There is no sports without black people. Name any sport, name their best player, it's gonna be a black person if it's not skydiving.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We don't do that.
ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Sports Arena on the Black Hole Fire Network, the media of the 21st century, brought to you by the one and only Canlis.
The young black king, Dimore.
And until next time, stay sporty and stay.
I'll see you guys on Saturday on the Diary of a Young Black King. It's been a pleasure, ladies
And of course,
and gentlemen.
the lawyers will handle the specifics on Wednesday. Till then, no. What do you mean? Of course, on Saturday. What did I say? Wednesday. Oh man, look, I'm that far ahead. On Saturdays, the lawyers will handle the specifics. Apologies. And from then, I'ma see you on Monday, same time, same place, on the Sports Arena.
Much
Money
love,
go have a
family.
man. I've been feeling blessed, so lately between the bear and a pattern man. But from them that I got, that's